Hey, welcome back to Mr. Mig's Classroom. Today we're going to talk about budgets. So all a budget is estimating how much money you're making and how much money you're spending. In this case, we're going to focus on a monthly budget, so how much money you're making in a month. All you do is you list how much money you're going to make, and then you list where you're going to spend your money. It's important to have a budget because you want to see where your money's actually going so you can prioritize it. And in a lot of cases, people don't realize where it actually ends up going to. They just see that they run out of money at the end of the month and they wonder, how the heck do I have no money right now? So this is a way to see where am I actually spending my money and to help you develop strategies to prioritize so you know where you should be spending your money. So right here I have an Excel spreadsheet of my budget so you can see what I put into my budget. And again, this is a monthly budget, so I'm doing a monthly budget here to show what I bring in each month, so my income and then my expenses. On the next video, I'm going to show you how to use Excel to make your budget because you might not know how to put in these formulas to get these percentages. So if you want to see that, I'll put that for next video, but this video is specifically on what you should put in your budget. So what I do is I make it my monthly budget. Even if you don't get paid once a month, I get paid once a month. But even if you don't, even if you get paid every week or every other week, I still highly recommend a monthly budget because most expenses or many of your big expenses will be monthly, and it's just a lot easier to manage on a monthly basis in my opinion. So what I have up here, I'm a teacher, as you may know, and I have my teacher income. So this is what I make every month for being a teacher. And I know that might not seem like a lot of money if you live in the Northeast or if you live in California, but this is a North Carolina teacher salary. I have other here in case I want to do other incomes. If I want to do a part-time job, if I want to Uber. One example is I got my real estate license, so if I decide to sell real estate on the side, then I can put my income in here. I don't do that, but in case I do decide to, I can start putting it in here. But right now, all I'm doing is teaching. I'm not selling real estate or driving Uber. So my gross monthly income is the same as my teacher income. It's $4,000. What I do next is I put in my deductions. So this is what the government is coming in and taking forcibly from my check before I even get my check. You don't have to put this in. If on your budget you just want to show your net incomes and then your expenses down here, that's fine. I personally like to put my deductions because I want to know what my money's going to. I'm losing, as you can see right here, I like to put the percentages in. For my total deductions, I lose 30%. So nearly 1/3 of my check goes to deductions. And so I want to see what it's going to. So about 15%, as we can see right here, I pay $633 every month to taxes. That's both state and federal income taxes. Then I have a mandatory pension retirement fund I have to pay into the state as being a teacher, and we all have to pay 6% of our income. So I pay $240 a month. That comes out of my check before I even get it. I have to pay it. Then there's FICA, that's for Social Security and Medicare. Again, that's something I have to pay. The government takes that money out before I even get it. So that's the same for everybody. For everyone, FICA is going to be about 7.6% of your check. And so I pay $300 every month to that, to grandma and grandpa's health care and retirement. And then one good thing about being a teacher is my insurance is not very much. Some people pay far more than that. So I'm pretty lucky in the fact that I only pay $50 a month. But again, I like to see that every month I'm paying $1,200 to deductions, to taxes and insurance and retirement. And that's 30% of my income. So my net income stands for my take-home income, the check I get, what I get to keep. That's what net income is, where gross is what I earned. I earned $4,000 every month, but I don't get to keep that. I only get to keep $2,700. So now let's look at my expenses, because my expenses have to be less than this net income. It doesn't matter that I earned $4,000, I take home $2,700, so my monthly expenses have to be less than that. So here I'm going to put in all my expenses, and you'll see my rent here is $550. Now again, if you live in California or New York or somewhere else in the Northeast, that might seem insane to you, but yes, that's my actual rent. I'm not living high on the hog, as you can see. I'm a teacher, so I spend $550 a month on rent, which is right here percent of my total expenses. So for my total expenses, I like to put in the percentage to see how things are going. I spend 25% of my expenses on rent, or of my net income, it's 20% of my net income goes to rent. My next biggest expense is food, which I spend $700 a month. I know that seems high, but when you really calculate it out, that's pretty normal. And I spend about 25%. And when I say normal, every month's going to vary, maybe between $500 and $700. But when you really think about it, if you spend $20 a day on food, that's $600 a month, right? And $10 going out to eat for lunch is not much. $20 going out to eat for dinner is not much. That's easy to do. So $500 to $700 I think is realistic. I put in $700 because I'd be on the high side of my expenses, so I'm not surprised at the end of the month, rather than on the low side and then not have enough money to cover me for the month. So I put $700 that I budget for food every month. Then I keep going down the line: gas, internet, phone. So I'm thinking of everything that I pay on a monthly basis. Insurance, this would be my car insurance. I pay it twice a year, but I like to put it in as monthly so I have it in my budget. And then miscellaneous is a catch-all. So I'm not somebody who goes out shopping a lot, but if you do, you might want to have your own thing for shopping. So this is for shopping or any emergencies, and you better have something set up for this, because if you don't, then you're going to be surprised at the end of the month, because something always happens. For example, this month I had to spend $500 on fixing my motor mount for my car. There's always going to be things that you didn't expect that aren't going to be one of these, so you better have a miscellaneous or emergency fund or something like that. So this month I actually spent more than I allot for miscellaneous because of that motor mount. Some months it will be less, but I usually average about, I figure, $300. And this could be things like shopping for clothes or new shoes or something like that too. Again, I don't spend a lot every month, so I feel like $300 is a pretty good average of what I'll spend. The 403B, in case you don't know what that is and you're interested, that's like a 401k except for public employees. An IRA would be the same thing. This is retirement money separate from my pension. So I have my pension up here. I could put this up here in the deductions. I choose not to. I just keep it down here with the expenses because I can cancel this at any time. I cannot cancel this. This is required. That's why I put this down here. But again, you could put it any place you want to in your budget. So you see my total expenses. Every month I spend $2,100 to live. And that comes out to be 77% of my net income. So what I take home, I spend 78% really. I spend 78% of it every month, which means I get to put $600 or just about $600 in my savings every month. So I save about 22% of my net income. So I save about 22% of my paycheck every month. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, leave comments, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching Mr. Miggs Classroom.